Yes, yeah, guys, me, Ryan5251, the Game Potato, or TGP for short. And so, you might have noticed I didn't post yesterday. Well, so if you didn't check my About page on my YouTube channel, until I get my new gaming PC and I can actually get like better frames and more games and stuff like that, I'm gonna be holding off to just be doing um my old upload schedule. But anyways, let's just get into this video. So today, as you can see by the title and thumbnail, we have background gameplay, but in that background gameplay, little spoiler, 17 kills in that. I was doing amazing, which even further brings us into the point of this video. I'm going to be showing you my personal favorite nation and branch of it. So, as you know, I'm doing my series on the XF90 right now, where I'm trying to get it, and I'm on the Pancake right now. So, obviously, I'm biased right now, and I have played many nations other than the Russias, yes, the Germans, the Russians, and the Americans, um, and I've progressed in the Americans the farthest. But let's let it be known, the Americans are just overpowered. I don't care what you guys think. I just think the Americans are they're ridiculous, honestly. So the background gameplay, you'll just see why I personally just love the American tree and the heavy fighters especially. They are really fast, heavily armed, and maneuverable, which you honestly wouldn't expect from a heavy fighter. But I could actually outmaneuver fighters in this game, and I only died once in this background gameplay. But here's why I find that the Americans are probably the best, well, the easiest ones to start off with. A, you have two different branches to go off, which to get to the heavy fighters. You can go through the fighters, which are like really easy to ease into heavy fighters and stuff because, well, they're easy to get kills with, they're easy to win with, so you can get used to it. But then what I did is I went with the um, multi-rolls. So the thing with multi-rolls, they're less maneuverable like heavy fighters. They're basically the same maneuverability as the heavy fighters in here. So it's kind of gets you more used to like maneuverability and stuff. So I also wanted to try something new out because I haven't really played many multi-rolls, but I went through the multi-roll way. And the last multi-roll that you will get before you enter the heavy fighters is the F4U1 Corsair. That thing is ridiculous. I could pull like 17 plus kill games with it. Almost like every other game, I'd get a 10 plus kill win. And it's just really easy to ease into everything from there because after the Corsair, which has like 20s on it, you got the Tiger Cat, which is a pretty ridiculous heavy fighter as well. You get, I think, 4 12-7s and 4 20mm on it. So the thing that shines about that for being just a tier 7 is that you get the 20s on it, and you have 4 of them. And 20s at that level, I don't remember the exact model, but there are pretty wicked 20s on playing at tier 7. You could just tear everything up, and it's fast and maneuverable too. And then the main reason why the 12-7s are also important on it is because, well, the 12-7s help keep modulus damage as you engage people while using the Tiger Cat. So, like, say you break off someone's wing or kill the pilot or something like that, then the 12-7s, being the really fast rate of fire but less damage, versus the 20s being your main weapons. So you can just keep up like constant DPS as you can tail behind someone that already has modulus damage on them. So that's something that's really cool about the Tiger Cat. And then after that, you move on to the Pancake, which is what I'm using right now, and is as far as I've progressed in the American heavy fire tech tree. And later on, I will be evaluating other nations once they get like more like, I guess, planes in this game, I guess you would say. And like I'd have more like nations to actually evaluate. But so the Pancake right now, you start off with an airframe upgrade that you can get a couple of gun upgrades. You can upgrade your standard 12-7s to a better version of them, which is like 12 plus DPS. Then you can get the 20s, which is what I'm rocking in this background gameplay. And the 20s are just pretty wicked on something like this. The Pancake gets a engine upgrade, which makes it even faster. Might even have two, I'm not sure. It has an airframe upgrade, which makes it more maneuverable. And if you're wondering the attachments I have on it, I have a fire extinguisher, a med kit, and a pneumatic restarter. Because I find having my engines functioning more important than having my wings working. Because heavy fighters are already not so maneuverable. So when the wings broken off, it really doesn't affect you as much as if you were to be in a fighter. But and then for my attachments, I only have like a level two, like a level two. Well, not a level two. I have two level two defense upgrades that make my module stronger, and it also gives me like plus about 150 HP. So that's what I'm using. I don't even have a third module equipped right now, and the crew perks I have on is just the tier 1 accuracy perk. But I will need to get my further accuracy perks on this guy. But once you get like accuracy perks and stuff like that on this heavy fighter, that basically makes your 20s never miss, and it just gets ridiculous. So pardon if I just say like ridiculous and wicked a lot. It's just no other way to explain the tech tree without going YouTube friendly mode. But it's just honestly insane how amazing these planes are. And once you get to the tier 9 Banshee, it gets just some pretty awesome guns on it too. So then I haven't looked at the perks too much on the Banshee yet, but I basically just evaluated all like the mid to low tier airplanes in here, which is what you're kind of wanting to go for. Like early game, you want to know if you're gonna have the edge on your opponents, and like late game, you're still gonna want the edge on your opponents, which is the XF90. That thing is monstrous. Once it's your tier 10, but that thing is monstrous when you get it. You'll have the maneuverability, the speed, right now the Pancake can pull like 800 kilometers an hour. The XF90, I don't even know how fast it can go, but I know it's really maneuverable. Has some 20s on it, but they're modern 20s, and they're just insanely strong. So I don't know much about the Banshee still, but like once you always have pretty much an edge on your opponent. The only thing that you really need to look out for when you're flying this tech tree, well, tech tree and branch, I guess, is basically kind of fighter jets. Like when you're flying in lower tiers, like the tier 7 with the Tiger Cat, you'll be encountering some Japanese JAMs, which are going to be just they're going to make your day feel very much worse. So I can grammar very well, but they just rip you apart. Since they're tier 8 fighters, they just get behind you. They're really, well, not tier 8 fighters, tier 8 fighter jets, so they get behind you with their speed and agility, but they are pretty weak and don't have the strongest guns, but once they get behind you, they are just insanely powerful. They will just destroy you in seconds. And then the Gloucester Meteor, the British tier 7 fighter, I think it is. Well, fighter jet. Keep saying fighter, not fighter jet, but those things also are going to be one of your nightmares. Like basically, fighter jets at the lower tiers are just going to be ripping you up because they have the agility on you and the speed. But once you get up to the Pancake or a fully upgraded F7F, well, that's the short name for the Tiger Cat. But basically, once you get up to that, you should be able to be dealing with those, with the like fighter jets pretty well, and you should be able to be pulling a couple of good kill games with that tech tree. Like I've seen no major problems with it. Like the only issues I've really had is just me playing bad when it just woke up, or just not getting a properly good team. And I'll make a new video about like strategies and stuff like that later to help you guys get like an edge for EXP and money gains and stuff like that. But anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. The bell icon next to the subscribe button so you'll be notified whenever I go live or make a video, which since now is going to be Tuesday, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturday, and Sunday. And see you guys later.